The GoPro Hero 8. We all know it's the most stable action cam that has ever been created. So I had to buy one. I had to pick one up and test. Just how stable are we talking here? Just how stable is this little camera? And there's only one way to test that. What else is ultimately stable? A gimbal. So we're gonna take this is a Ronin SC. I'm gonna throw my A7 III on top of it, and we're gonna compare it to this. It is ridiculous to me that I can compare this to this little piece of equipment, but here we are. It's insane. We're gonna do 3 different tests. The walking shot, ultimately smooth and basic conditions. Shots that have foreground that kind of confuse the digital stabilizer to see what it sees. And lastly, running, or what stimulates a high action shot. Obviously, it's a little bit more difficult on a stand-up gimbal like this, but that, I believe, is where this guy is gonna shine. My name is Josh Tom. If you haven't subscribed to this YouTube channel, please do just hit that red button below, turn on the notifications, you know the whole bit. And if you like the video, like the video. Let's get out there and let's see what we can find. If he would have ruined you, he would have owed me so much money. And he's a student, he doesn't have any. Josh from the future here. We're gonna be jumping back and forth between the shoot and coming back to the shoot. I've already come back from the shoot. And we're gonna review the footage together. So first, let's do the walking shot. I got on some rollerblades, got the conditions as good as I possibly could, and this is the outcome handheld with the GoPro. Oh. Dude, that's insane. I was literally just holding the GoPro upside down and like move, like you'll see the footage. That's what I was doing. Look at that. That's what I was doing. I don't understand how this works like that. Now let's compare that to the gimbal footage. Obviously, the image quality is going to be better on the A7 III. We know that bigger sensor sizes, better camera, whatever. We're just talking about stabilization, and I'd say it's probably a tie. The next shot, we went to the woods and we gave the GoPro some obstacles. I don't know how the digital stabilization works, but if there are things moving really close in front of it, maybe it'll wonk out. That's what I thought. And then I filmed this. Oh, that is wild. That is crazy that this little boy could do that. That is like insane. Now let's check out the gimbal footage. Right, you can see when I'm taking the steps because it's uneven ground, I'm like trudging, you know, I'm not walking maybe as carefully as I could have. But in this example, I think that Hypersmooth on the GoPro wins. In this example. Let's go to the last one. Now the last example, we wanted to push the GoPro to its ultimate limits, take it 4K, 60 frames a second, and then slow it down in post. Now something that I noticed in just the frame when I was filming like this, was that I could see the shutter was kind of rolling and doing weird things. I think that when you slow it down, there might be some really weird stuff going on, but let's take a look. Yeah, you kind of see that. You see the double jittery fact that Max is just acting like an absolute goofball. Gotta love that kid. You can see that it struggles a lot with the different frame rates. Like the higher the frame rate you go with, the better image quality. Obviously, it's spreading those pixels out over a wider span, and you're losing image quality like really, really poorly. The stabilization itself is good. It's okay, but it's still kind of doing a warping, weird effect. Let's go ahead and take a look at the A7 III. Obviously, we can't shoot in 60 frames a second 4K with the A7 III, so we're gonna go ahead and shoot in 1080, 60 frames a second. Here we go. So it looks good. It looks great. It's what I would expect. Once again, there's still wobbles and stuff like that, but the image itself looks good. It's not doing that weird racking that the GoPro was doing, which I would expect. So in this one, I'm gonna give it to the a7 III. The fact that the GoPro is standing up to my favorite camera ever, the a7 III, says a lot about it. So in summary, I'm going to mark this as an absolute tie for stabilization, not image quality, stabilization. Obviously, as we got to higher frame rates, the GoPro kind of struggled, and that's where the gimbal combined with the slow motion of the a7 III really brings down those jitters as much as you possibly can. But this says a lot about the GoPro Hero 8. My last GoPro I had before this was the GoPro Hero 4, and all I can say is if I were to change footage between the a7 III to the GoPro 4, you'd be like, why did you pick up a toaster and start filming this and then cut back to like the Lamborghini? But with this, it's not the same. With the GoPro Hero 8, it's like they did a really good job of tweaking this thing and getting it as close, I'll say it, to perfect as an action cam with this size of sensor can get. As you guys know, I'm getting into FPV. That's kind of a part of why I'm using the GoPro Hero 8. If you're excited for that, if you want to check that out, please subscribe to this channel. My name is Josh Tom. It's been a whole lot of fun testing the GoPro Hero 8. Tell me in the comments below if you're going to buy one yourself or if you're already using one, how you're going to use them, and I will see you guys in the next video.